G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road. Today I'm in Maui in the Hawaiian Islands and I'm staying at Aston Kaanapali Shores, which you can see just behind me here. And in this video, I'm going to give you a full tour and review of everything this family-friendly resort has to offer. Let's go. So it's a really interesting resort, this one. It's a little bit old school, but it's very reminiscent of many of the kind of family resort experiences that Australians would be used to, who have been going up and down the East Coast for quite a while in their lives. Now you'll find it, like I said, on the island of Maui, and it's a fair hike from the airport, maybe somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes, I reckon. Going past the town of Lamia, which is the one that recently got devastated in the fires, is bouncing back at the moment. There's a lot of construction going on down there. Not that you can see or hear any of it from where we are at the Kaanapali area. So this is kind of like a neighbourhood basically. And there's a few resorts here and shopping centres and a bit going on, restaurants, and some lovely coastline that looks out over the island of Lapia, which looks stunning in the sunsets, I'll tell you right now. But anyway, let's jump into have a little tour, and I'd like to start at the front of the resort and show you what your location's like. Okay, so here we are at the front of the resort. Now, literally across the road, you'll find a bunch of shops and supermarkets. There's a snorkel hire place over there, although they do have a lot of this stuff in the resort itself, which I'll show you in a sec. There is also plenty out on the street for you to get access to as well. There's an ABC shop just down the corner here. You can't quite see at the moment behind all those trees. You've got the magnificent mountain behind here, which has currently got a little bit of cloud circling it. And I don't know if it's the Australian in me, given that we just have such little terrain of this type in Australia, but I can't stop looking at it. Now if we head down this way, probably, I don't know, about 5-10 minutes or so, you get to Lamia. So you can obviously go down there and explore all that as it's been rebuilt. Like I said, they said it's about half done in the rebuild as of, July 2025. There we go, Kaanapali Shores. And if you head down this way, there's plenty more coastline to see. There's some great restaurants. There's a lot to do in the area. You've got kind of upcountry cowboy stuff. You've got a marine centre as well. Sunset cruises. Like, there's a lot going on. So location-wise, that's what you can kind of expect. So you can just walk to places, but I think from what I can see, and definitely there's a generous parking lot here, I would argue that many people either hire cars or have cars. I'm not sure if they're locals or people who just have holiday units here. There's a lot of cars in the parking lot that look like they've pulled up stumps for quite a while. And as you'll see when we get to the huge rooms, there's no shortage of space here to really pull up for a while. Okay, as you can see there, hopefully, there's a couple of tennis courts, 2 tennis courts that are smaller, like almost paddle court, available to guests to use. Out here at the front, if you can brave the heat and the sun. And there's this truck market just across the road over here. See if we can have a closer look at it. With a whole bunch of like food trucks and market stalls and so forth as well. Now, like I said, there are quite a few resort holiday destinations along this stretch of the coastline. But this one here is Aston that you can see here, but there's other ones beyond. So a lot of holiday makers here and a lot of services and facilities to provide for that. So you can see the truck station over there. All right, let's go have a closer look at the hotel itself. So there's the tennis courts there. Now, there's a lot of parking, and the sign I just read said it's $11 for 24 hours for guests to be able to park here, in and out as many times as you like. So that's just something to note if it's not included in your booking for one reason or another, if you haven't bundled that into the package. But definitely, judging by the amount of vehicles that I've seen here during the night and how few there are today, most of the guests here do have vehicles. I can understand why. There's so much to see in Maui. You want to go outside, see the turtles and go snorkelling, and you want to be able to be super mobile. So, like I said, it's a bit of an old school building. So that comes with, you know, a bit of age here and there, but also some opulence that you don't get too often nowadays. I love this double-storey entrance. These big giant pillars, a lot of concrete, which is good, you know, like for trapping temperature and sound. Nice big open foyer. Now have a look here at the map. So give you an idea of the way it's shaped. So you've got the beach at the front here, got the entrance here, and it kind of wings out on both sides with this kind of sanctuary in between, which is amazing, and I'll show you that in a second, obviously. It also means you can see all the rooms are front facing. So I reckon almost every single room, with the exception of maybe this couple over here, have got pretty solid ocean views. Obviously the more you get up, the better it gets. But even the ones on this side, you know, everyone's got a pretty good view here, and the rooms are huge. Like they look big on this, they are big, trust me. The one thing I do want to note while we're still on the map is that Camp Kaanapali, which you can see here, which is the old kids club, is no longer there, so it's no longer open. I was told that this basically went kind of quiet during COVID and hasn't bounced back yet. So I don't know if there are plans to bounce it back, it doesn't look like it. But so the kids club that you may have seen on reviews from a bunch of years ago currently is not in operation. All right, let's have a look inside. So the Hawaiian theme, as you would hope, runs thick through this entire resort. You'll find mosaics on the walls, lots of pictures. You can see this big one up here. There was a really high quality lei that they gave us when we checked in. This aquarium here actually has in it somewhere a really huge crab. There it is. Well, not massive, but definitely not small either. Yeah, so we're going to head down there in a second. Leads you into the sanctuary I was talking about in the middle. But big open nice foyer, nice and cool in here. There's some lounges, some bars, there's a cafe over here in the corner I'll show you in a second. They're doing a lot of stuff with sustainability at the moment. That includes refilling your water bottles. So we've got this water station here, which is a really neat idea. So the check-in experience over here, the lady who checked us in was absolutely lovely. And it was really quick and fast. Rooms are ready to go. And around here you've got a guy who'll sell you activities and excursions. They provide you with some discount codes when you check in. Okay, so we checked in. It was a nice smooth process. The lady who checked us in was absolutely lovely, gave us a really nice lei as well, and took us through a lot of the information that we need. So there's a little booklet here, I just thought I'd go through it with you. Got a card, get into the room. Got a map to my number, to where we are, which is number 509, so you can see a full map of the resort there. Got a little welcome message directly to me. This could be because I'm here as a journalist. You might not get that. Now this is pretty interesting. So they've got like I don't know what you could call it, like a guide you could do, basically a talk, where it's actually tomorrow morning, as you can see there, and it takes you through all the different types of things you can do on the island, things that are nearby, how to do them, how to book them and so forth, and it came with a $25 discount code as well to get you started on one of those tours, if that's the way that you like to go in the end. Looks like we've got a rental card, rent a movie by the looks of it, DVD. To rent and return, fully insert and remove card. Okay, so I did see a book library downstairs, so there must be a movie library downstairs as well. Now we've got a towel card, so you've got to exchange this for a towel. It's a slightly annoying system, but it's certainly not uncommon. And it basically just makes sure they can keep a tab on all the towels. So there's that. We've got some more information about the housekeeping, front desk, things you need to know. Some more discounts as well for snorkels, bodyboards or boogie boards. Beach party bundle. So $109 for 4 days for 2 chairs, 2 boogie boards, 2 snorkel sets, 1 cooler and 1 umbrella. Okay, I actually saw someone with that cooler today. I was like, how the hell did you get a cooler here? Now I know.
A bit of information about the shops that are downstairs. Oh, here we go, some moments of fun. Ukulele lesson, hula lesson. So a bit of stuff on, lei making. There was, I could see there's a lot of kids here, and jumping in the pool and everything like that. Playing tip, running around. Some more activities at the beach. Okay. And there was something to do with the internet somewhere as well, so I was going to find that. Oh, there it is. Oh, how to connect to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, so that's a little welcome pack. So quite involved. It's good. It gets you started with all the information that you need. Okay, so that envelope in it, by the way, had my breakfast cards. So I take these down in the morning. I just took a lot of them, and I can swap these breakfast cards for a feed. There's an ATM in the foyer as well, which is actually quite handy. There's those mosaics I was talking about. And around here you've got a cafe which is open in the mornings. And more shaded kind of seating and everything, including this lounge here, which has a communal TV and a bunch of books that you can get out, as well as puzzles, a couple of board games, bits and pieces, should you desire it. So I'll just quickly show you down this wing. Oh, actually I should show you this. It's a DVD rental. So when I say it's not old school, it's pretty old school. So you can rent a DVD, take it up to your room and then bring it back and return it. Otherwise you can just order through the TiVo as well. Now down there, I'm not going to walk down there right now, but you've got a whole bunch of shops because you can see it from the other side. Actually, I'll just quickly look at this one. So this is kind of like a bit awkward if I go in there, but I've got souvenirs and chocolates and all that kind of good stuff, should you want it. And then there's a hair salon, day spa, more going on down there, which I'll show you when we go to the other side of the building. And there's also the fitness centre in there, so let's go look at that. Okay, now before we go too far down there, I just want to show you the other side of this entrance area. Because they are slightly different. So while this edge has shops running down the length of it, we'll walk through here. The left edge has rooms. It also has a fishing centre. So I have seen quite a lot of people fishing off the beach. So that's obviously one of the cool activities that you can do here. There's also bodyboards for hire. They've got a kind of whole like water sports hut that I'll show you in a sec where you can get a whole bunch of stuff, but you can see in here. So you've got a little shop, all those shops across the road that you can go to, or you do have as well shops on site. So you don't have to leave the resort. Yeah, if you don't want to. Okay, so let's go through into where I think the kids in particular are going to have the best time. You've got two big pools here, a deeper, more kind of unexciting adult-specific pool, although I've seen plenty of kids in it, and then a really, really lovely family pool. This looks really nice, doesn't it? Done a really good job. So I'll walk you through this way and then we'll circle around the pool. So this water full of carp, as you can see, of course. Got carp here too.
Nice little baby carpet actually. Yeah, so you've got ground floor rooms. So a lot of the rooms look very, very similar to me. I think there's a couple of bigger ones down towards the front. But as I'll show you, we'll go up to the room in a sec. But it is huge. That's massive. That just leads up to some tables and chairs. I'll just show you. There's a lot of sun lounges, lots of little places to sit in the shade and just hanging. Although I will say in July 2025, which is where we are now, it's actually quite mild. I haven't found it that hot at all actually. So you can see the pool area down there. And I won't tease you any longer, let's go. I'll come around this way. Yeah, so what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 floors. So I think these garden ones that come around would be great for families in particular. The kids can just run straight onto the grass, straight to the pool, no elevators. The elevators are actually pretty sparse considering the amount of rooms there are. But obviously you lose the view. So if you're all about the view, you just got to get a bit higher. And you want to get higher than that hut basically, which you can see down there. And you're going to have a view from back here, but obviously the further around you go, the better that view is. And the fountains. So these couple of towers at the end here, I reckon, are the ones that are the only ones that are going to be seriously compromised in terms of ocean views. But everything else, it's really, really well designed to focus on the view. Okay, so this pool isn't particularly deep, 4 foot deep I think it is, but it's great shape, it's got lots going on, heaps of places to go around. So you've got the bubbles here, little fun little rock formation to jump off, you've got sunken lounges, I'll show you around here in a second. Big giant spa over there, it's a huge spa. The bridge, we'll walk over that in a second. Shallow area for the very, very small kids to kind of safely have a play. And it's a really nice big space. Now there have been kids playing in here, honestly, from 8 till 10 at night. Even past 10 last night. Now there hasn't been that, I don't find that's not a problem for me. You know, if you're in one of those rooms and you really don't want to hear kids, I can imagine it would be a bit of a problem for you. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to come to a resort that's family friendly, you're probably going to have to put up with some family noise. Come 10 o'clock though, it quietened down really quickly and it was fine. So you've got these sunken lounges over here, which is really cool, with the fountains going over top. Definitely going to get on one of those later. And over here, we've got this bridge and a tunnel with the fountain, with the waterfall you can sit under. It's really nice design, isn't it? They've done a really good job. This pool's fantastic. Super family friendly and super fun. Right. And if you're going out and exploring Maui and then coming back to this every day, I think you're going to be pretty happy. Okay. And we'll go through here, I'll just show you. This is the bottom floor where all of those different facilities were. So you've got the souvenir shop that we walked past before over there. We've got the day spa here, which I unfortunately haven't been able to test, so I don't know too much about it. Massages, facials, pedicures, I'm guessing that's all there. Oh, there's a couple of little, like, grab an instrument and join our free group ukulele session. There's a few of these that go on during the day, not too many. They probably could do more in terms of kids' activities, even out in the tennis courts or down at the beach, like beach volleyball or game of soccer or something. They don't do too much, but they do a couple of cultural things, so it's definitely better than nothing. There's Leana music there. We've got, oh, it's a real estate agent. There's the hair salon on the other side, which I showed you before. And then we've got a local shop. I apologise. Down here, so we've got another shop down here you can get some more stuff out. All right, we're going to keep walking through. So as you can see, lots of space. You can see a little Connect 4 style game over there for the kids. There's no playground, just something potentially they could look at as well, just to make it a little bit more kid friendly. The focus is very much on being in the water. Not a huge surprise. Right, so let's have a look over here. There's your little water sports hut. So you get your towels, snorkel gear, bodyboards. There's a whole bunch of different types of bundles you can get. You can actually get an esky as well. You can get umbrellas, chairs, so things if you want to go to the beach for the day, you can get all that kind of stuff. If you want to fill an esky full of food from the supermarket, you can do all of that. I should say as well is that they've got a request through this area that you don't have any alcohol. So I'm not sure they're worried about glass breaking by the pool or whether that's to do with just the fact that there's lots of kids about. I don't know. It's very, I mean, you wouldn't find that in Australia. There'd definitely be booze available near any body of water. And here's the beach club, as you can see. So they do happy hours here, they do music. There was a band playing there last night. The place was kind of pumping actually, people were really into it. This is where you'll come for your breakfast as well. It's a bit of a weird breakfast, I've got to say. So they do kind of a la carte off the menu, but only certain items off the menu. If you've got the breakfast club, you don't get coffees, smoothies, certain foods. It was yummy though, and there were big servings, and you know the service was really good. Obviously, I'll take you through the full bar. So it's early in the morning at the moment, so it's closed off. But yeah, you got a full bar over here. Really yummy local beers on tap as well, which is good. And the sun sets right there. So you can see La Pia, the big mountain right over there, and the sun sets like perfectly off here. It's like direct west. So you get a striking sunset. You got another hot tub over here. You got this big kind of pool, which they told me was adult only pool, but there's so many kids in there, so either that's not the case or no one cares about the rule. Fair enough. But again, like more shade, more chairs, and you can start to see all these rooms kind of opening up into this area, and you can imagine what the view's like from these places, and the view's great from my room too, which I'll show you in a sec. Stacks of sun loungers, including some of these comfier ones. I don't know if you have to pay extra for those. I've seen some signs that suggest that maybe you do, but then I've seen some other signs that suggest that maybe you don't. So I haven't actually tried to sit there yet, but there's a spa. Too hot for a spa right now. A hot tub, sorry. Really nice pool actually. This is really deep. So it's probably about 7 foot deep. Yeah, it is. It's 7 foot. It's bigger than me. Nice big step along the outside here as well. It's just like a basic rectangle, but it's actually nicely designed. Okay, then we come through to the beach. And I really appreciate these signs. Nothing grinds my gears more than people who come racing down and put their towel on the best seat and then disappear for 4 hours. Okay, so there's a nice shower, and there's showers in there as well. I've got the beach. There's a little bit of debris that's washed up today, unfortunately, so it's not looking as stunning as it definitely can look. And obviously you can get bigger waves out here, you can do some snorkeling out here. It's just a little brackish today. But I'm sure it won't take much for your imagination to realise a little bit calmer and without those leaves in the water from recent storm, how beautiful the beach could be. Oh look, they've reserved that spot. There you go, look at that. And there's like the whole way down, it's an island, it's Hawaii, right? So the whole way around is this cove after cove after cove after cove. So there's plenty of places to go exploring for swimming, but you can just jump off here and plenty of people are and having a great time. Oh sorry, that's La Peña, I think. Whoa, 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 got me. All right. That's the beach. Now, one of the really nice things is there's this path that runs along the front of all the kind of resorts all the way down. So you can walk, could do a coastal walk all the way down that way or all the way down this way, and you can just go exploring and looking, and look at that island, isn't it? It just comes out of the ocean, it's just epic, all the way up to the clouds. It's huge. I just love the way it domes up like that. Anyway, so we've got some front-facing rooms here, which would be absolutely luxe. But yeah, just being able to walk all the way in front, kind of like Nusa Dua, for those of us who frequent Bali. And you can walk all the way around there and find lots of bits and pieces and fun things to do. I will just take you down to the other end here, so I can show you what those rooms are like that face away from the pool, in case you want to be away from that kid noise, but still want the ocean view. So that's an option available to you. What a beautiful day. These rooms are huge, these ones at the front here. I think they're big family rooms. I've noticed, like, obviously there's a lot of families here, and not just families. There's couples and that, but there's a lot of multi-generational as well. Yeah, so the only reason I'm not sure is that this one has a cabana rental sign on it. Oh yeah, look, they are reserved. That's why no one's using them. Right. Okay, well, that's something to note. If you want the comfy one, you're going to have to shell out a bit of extra coin. Not unusual, bit of a downer, but I guess if you didn't have that, hopefully it's just a marginal cost, because otherwise someone will just throw a towel on it and sit there all day. All right, and just over this side, you can see this is the edge of the property. So all the rooms on this side, they do get a pretty good view too. You get a great view. Nothing wrong with the view. Look at those mountains in the background. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. So even if you're not on the pool facing side, if you want to be away from the noise of the kids in the pool and you want to be out here, you're not going to get a bad view either. It's going to be right towards the sunset and right over the ocean. Well, that's a look at the facilities in the exterior. Let's go have a look at the room. So there's some long hallways here to get to some of the rooms down the very far end towards the beach. There's only the one elevator though that are right down there, so that's a bit unfortunate. It's not the end of the world, it's just a little bit unfortunate. I'm staying in 509, so I'm actually all right. I'm not too far from the elevators, but I'm still close to the beach. Let's have a look inside. Now, I'm sure the first thing you're going to notice, as I did, is wow, what a lot of space. I really wasn't expecting it to be this big. It's huge. Now, I've mentioned previously that, you know, it's a little bit old school, this place, and you'll notice it in many different ways in the room. So let's just get those out of the way to begin with. You notice the kind of the hard, solid, coloured wood. I mean, it's old school wood furniture, but it's kind of got that darker old school colour to it. A bit heavy furniture, thick cushions, not a bad thing, but just doesn't do that much with natural light, those kind of darker colours. You also notice it with the lighting. So a lot of warm light and not much of it, including none on the roof. As you can see through there, it's all concrete. So that means you get very little sound from upstairs, very little sound from any other rooms, but they don't have kind of that modern down LED lighting, except for in the kitchen area, which I'll show in a second, where they've built a bulkhead and then been able to apply it. Anyway, let's have a quick tour. So obviously huge living space. I love the carpet. It's just so nice to have a nice soft carpet in a hotel room like this before. I can't remember the last time I enjoyed that feel underneath my feet. It's all kind of this engineered wood now, or tiles. So huge space, huge space. You could fit so many people in here, but this is just a one bedroom. There are two bedrooms. So you've got the big couch over there. No cushions, which is a bit of a bummer. If you like to put your head on or whatever, you can just take your pillow over your bedroom, I guess, but that'd be one thing to note. But plenty of seating. Looking at a really solid sized TV, which is pretty well stocked. Actually, it's got all the apps on it, your Netflix, your Amazons, Disney's, that kind of stuff, as well as on-demand content from TV shows like ABC and AMC and the kids channels and everything like that. Now out here we have a really generously sized balcony, a really good sized balcony, with a full table and chair set up, and even your own sun lounge. Just one, so you get to fight over it with your partner. And then, yeah, this is the ocean view, and you get a pretty awesome view of the ocean, as you can see, as well as down to the pool area as well. Really nice. Actually, it's a really nice outlook. It's really nice just to be able to hang on the balcony, let alone go down to the resort proper. So lighting is one of my big issues with the room. Like, I don't have too many problems with the room. It's pretty nice. But there's only kind of these lamps around, and none of them are card wired. So when you come in and flick the switch, literally nothing happens. No lights turn on. You've got to go around and turn all these on individually to get some light into the room. It's okay during the day, you get the natural light coming in. But yeah, it's less than ideal. Now in here you got a full kitchenette, like no joke. Stools, big bench top, stove, microwave, full-size fridge, sink, the works. Dishwasher, everything. So you can really pull up stumps here for a considerable amount of time. You can live here, let's be honest, you can live here. And I think people do. I think there's a lot of the flats may actually be owned and maybe leased to the hotel, and people then, the owners come and stay here for moments in time. But yeah, obviously massive kitchen. It's going to do you easily. Now through here, we've got some storage. Actually in here we've got a washing machine and dryer, so like fully stocked. Perfect for families, especially like if you want someone to stay in Maui for a week or two while you explore. It's fully catered and set up for that. You've got more storage in here. Nothing in regards to like robes or kind of that high-end luxury stuff, but space. We'll go into the bedroom first. So we've got a big tall boy here as well, stacked with drawers, which as usual I haven't used because I don't know, I backpacked for too many years. I just leave it out of a suitcase happily. Another TV in here. The bed's quite comfortable. It's probably, I'd say, medium. Not firm, not soft, so not too bad at all. Pillows are quite nice too. So you've got a thin one and a thick one. I like it when they mix them up. Too often it's just they're all the same kind of density, and it's hard to get right for you. But I slept really well last night, and the nights that I've been here. More storage in here as well. And you can get the ocean view from your bed, straight out here. Now there is a bit of noise that does come from down there, but it's just people having fun. It's not traffic or construction or anything horrible. It's just, people having a good life. So that's what you expect from the bedroom. The only thing that is a bit weird is this is awkward. So you've got it kind of like coming halfway into the entrance. So just see how it pokes out. They just really should have needed a shorter one. It just kind of impinges on the entranceway. And again with the lights. So the switch doesn't do anything at the wall, as far as I can tell. And you've got to turn the lamps on manually, or this old school fan on manually with the doink. Now you probably, I don't think you can hear that, but this air conditioning unit has got right here, so it's right next to, that's the return. So the air conditioning is great, like the room's been really cool and everything, but this thing's really loud. And I'm lucky that it's been mild enough that I didn't have to sleep with it on, because I think it's so close to your head that if you're troubled by noises like that, it could be problematic. You can turn the fan right down so it gets a bit quieter, but you can still hear it quite clearly from the bedroom. But I've just been turning it off during the night and running the fan, and that's been fine. So it's just something to note. I don't know if you can do anything about it. It's probably the same design in every room, I suspect. All right, and lastly we've got the bathroom. So again, we've got even more going on in here. Well, actually, maybe we don't have more going on in there. I hadn't tried to open that before. Maybe that's for the cleaners or services. So we've got a pretty basic bathroom in here. It's not the world's nicest finish in here. This is kind of that old school feel, heavy woods, dark creams, the picture frames, kind of the lighting is a bit warm. So it's not modern feeling, but it's spacious and it's definitely functional. With the bath, with the toilet, got plenty of space around it, and very family friendly, but a bathtub with a shower, and it's a detachable shower head as well, and it's even tall enough for me to fit under it, which at 6'4", I can tell you, doesn't often happen. They've obviously got the old alcove from back in the day when they used to put the little bottles and all that type of stuff, but they've transitioned to the more sustainable pump packs, which is good, actually really good shampoo and conditioner and coconut local stuff. So that's pretty good. The only drama is that to get out and in and out of the bath, you've pretty much got to wet the floor in front of the toilet. The curtain does a brave job, but that's the only thing with your layout that you could really complain about if you wanted to. But otherwise, it's pretty hard to whinge about so much space. It feels like I'm in a house, not a hotel room. So there you have it, guys. There is a full tour and a review of the Aston Kaanapali Shores Resort on the island of Maui in Hawaii. Like I said, it's a little bit old school, and you could argue that it's definitely dated in spots, but by the same token, it's just so welcoming and friendly to families. And I love the design, the way that they've got almost every room facing the ocean. Such a great view too, such a spectacular piece of coastline, and especially at sunset. I could probably do a little bit more with like kids' activities, just things going on during the day. And the breakfast was a little bit convoluted. I thought maybe they could move towards a more buffet-like experience, but then with the kitchens and all the rooms and stuff like that, then maybe families just are happy to prepare and create for themselves. So, maybe that's not worth it. But either way, if you want to bring your family to Maui and you're looking for a great family-friendly place to kind of pull up stumps at the end of a day exploring all this fantastic place has to offer, then you could do a lot worse than this place. It's really quite nice. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Aston Kaanapali Shores Resort. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you keep an eye up on the channel because there'll be plenty more content going up from Hawaii. Until next time, I'm getting back on the road. Phew!